Right now, the loudest take in gaming is that Xbox is quietly dying. The studio closures, the multi-platform pivot, the hardware sales nobody wants to talk about, and the reports about Microsoft rethinking the whole business. And here's the thing, some of that is true. Xbox is selling fewer boxes. The reset was real. Studios have closed and may continue to close. Revenue has been under pressure, but everyone pointing at those facts and saying Xbox is finished is reading the same evidence backwards. This does not look like a company dying. It looks like the first major platform holder being honest about where this entire industry is already heading. So let's give the Doom case here its strongest version, and then we're going to take it apart and we're going to dismantle it. Let's jump into it right now. All right, so most of the Doomers out there that are saying Xbox is dying. Xbox is not dying. They're resetting rather. And I think most of the people making that argument never actually went and read the news.xbox.com, the Xbox Wire. This was the message that was sent to the Xbox employees globally. And Asha Sharma and Matt Booty go through here and they highlight, hey, we have our next 100 days, here's what we're doing. And they list some good things here. Over 1 billion players choose to play on Xbox, for instance. And then they list some challenges that Xbox has. And they close by saying, for some of you, these realities will be surprising and even frustrating to discover. We won't succeed by hiding hard truths, nor will we succeed by doing the same thing and expecting different results. Like the everyday wins mentality from the first 100 days, we will sprint to make progress against hardware, content, experience, and services together. And then let's reset for a stronger Xbox and build the #1 gaming and company entertainment. And what's interesting, this is correct. This is exactly what they need to be doing here. And anybody saying that Xbox is dying, I don't think went and read this. I think that they're seeing some of the things that they talked about within this piece and are like, that's it, Xbox is dead. No, they're not dead. They're resetting it. I actually think Xbox is saving the entire industry because they're the first ones willing to say this from a big publisher standpoint. They're the first one willing to jump in and say, things have to change. They've already jumped in and said, hey, we're going a different direction. Here's why. Now they're just listing the reasons why that really were kept hidden, I think, from us for a while there. Let's take a look at the strongest version of the Doom argument, because there is a part of that argument that I don't think is stupid. Xbox hardware trails PlayStation. That's true. Microsoft's own Q3 numbers from last year showed gaming revenue down 7%. Also true. Xbox content and services revenue was down 5%. True. They talk about it here in this. And then studios have closed and they're in discussions on closing others, and some layoffs are going to happen here. Finally, the multi-platform strategy made the exclusive argument a little messy. I think that I'm for the multi-platform strategy, by the way, for the record, but it did make the exclusive argument messy, and I think it's going to remain messy because some things will go multi-platform, but not everything from Xbox will. And I think that that's the real ammo there, those things. But I think people looking at all those things and saying this is dying is wrong. I think if you look at all those things and say this isn't healthy, I think that's the correct reaction. I think that Asha Sharma and Matt Booty, why did they publish this? They're publishing this to build credibility. And I think you don't do that by pretending smoke is not coming out of the kitchen. Smoke is coming out of the kitchen. That's what's happening here. So I think the key, though, is separating facts from interpretation. I think what Asha Sharma and Matt Booty did here is lay out the facts. Hey, here's where we're at. And I think some low IQ social media bros took that and interpreted it incorrectly. And I think that that's what's happening here. So facts, what do they talk about here? Facts. Xbox is under pressure. That's a fact. Fact, the old console only model is just not working the way that it used to be. We know that. Xbox isn't the only one that has said that. PlayStation, Valve, they've all said it. Another fact, Microsoft is forcing the business to become more sustainable. Fact. This is reality. Asha Sharma's talked about that. That's what this next 100 days is about. The interpretation of, therefore, because Xbox is under pressure, because the console-only model of the past is not working like it once did, and because they're trying to become more sustainable, that means that Xbox is dying. I think that's completely incorrect. I think that's actually an insane take, to be perfectly honest. I'm not here to argue that Xbox is secretly winning hardware. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not here to argue that every decision that they've made has been correct or has been properly rolled out. It definitely has not. I think the case is simpler. I think that Xbox is just not dying. Xbox is adapting first, and adaptation looks ugly when people judge it by the old scoreboard. We've talked about the old scoreboard and how that scoreboard has changed. And I think this is adaptation. This is not death. Clearly, this is not Ashley Sharma throwing in the towel. This is her saying, hey, the next 100 days, here's what we're doing. You know what this is? This is effective communication. This is being transparent. This is getting ahead of the news that's going to be coming in the next 100 days of, hey, there's some layoffs coming. We're closing some studios. Here's why. Here's what we're doing. We're resetting the business. She has said that multiple times here. The Doom crowd, in my opinion, the Doomer social media bros that Xbox is dying, they keep treating console sales like that's all of Xbox's business. Console sales still matter, of course. Nobody's arguing that, and PlayStation dominates in console sales. Nintendo's dominates as well in console sales. Hardware still matters, of course. Xbox still needs a compelling reason for people to buy Xbox devices, of course. But the point here is that the console is no longer the only place Xbox is trying to win. Xbox has spent years unhooking itself from that box-only mentality, and it's like nobody gets it yet. Guys, the box, it's a platform. It's not just about the box. Xbox Play Anywhere. Day one on PC. Game Pass across console and PC. Cloud gaming, cross-save, cross-progression, handheld optimization that is coming the last year, and the new Helix hardware strategy that is dropping with the next generation of Xbox. That creates an uncomfortable truth, I think, for the console warriors of old, because I think the reality here is if you tell players they can play not just on a console, but on PC, on cloud, on handhelds, some of them will just not buy the traditional box. That does not automatically mean that they left Xbox. It may mean they stayed inside Xbox without buying Xbox hardware. In fact, where is it? It's the very first thing right here. Over 1 billion players choose to play Xbox across console, PC, mobile, and streaming, excluding China. They excluded China. Imagine when China is unlocked. Oof, that number is going to increase exponentially. Xbox also said in this post that Game Pass has started growing again for more than 8 months of decline. Again, those were moves made in the first 100 days of Asha Sharma's lead here. Now, that doesn't erase the hardware problem, but it does make the hardware-only read incomplete here. Or they're dying because they've done bad on consoles, or they've not done as good as PlayStation, so they're dying. No. Xbox is trying to become an ecosystem first and a console second. You can question the execution and you can question the messaging that has been a mess at times, but that's not the same as abandonment here. In fact, they're clearly not abandoning. Asha Sharma has said publicly, we're going to increase our spend. We're going to become the top gaming entertainment company in the world. You don't say that if you're sunsetting everything. And I think that they're just the first to do the reset here. I think if you're running a business, this reset is normal. It doesn't look like Xbox is giving up. It's a brutal reality of budgets. AAA budgets exploded, especially over COVID. Development cycles got too long. Everyone's acknowledging that. Subscription growth became harder. Hardware subsidies are at an all-time pain point right now. And Microsoft spent tons of money that they didn't need to. Xbox spent all this money for years, and now they're trying to become sustainable. And the official reset letter here that you go through, that's basically what it says. It says, hey, this is not sustainable, guys. We're going to make some changes here. And that sounds bad. Oh, Xbox can't continue. The business can't continue this way. Yeah, that's bad, but it's also honest. And honesty about a broken model is not the same thing as death. Death comes when you're dishonest about a broken model. It's literally an Xbox reset. And the thing is Xbox isn't alone in feeling this pressure. This pressure is not just Xbox only. The entire industry is dealing with bigger budgets, slower development, is dealing with consolidation, is dealing with inflated numbers from COVID that we're all still adjusting to. Just go look at the news. Go look at what PlayStation is doing. Go look at the recent Bungie news with Destiny. Go look at what Ubisoft is doing, or EA, or any of the major gaming publishers out there. Xbox is not alone here. Xbox is getting mocked because this reset is happening loudly, but I think they're getting out ahead of it, and I think it's good. I think the underlying reckoning here that Xbox is telling you, hey, this is what we're experiencing, I think it's coming for everyone, including PlayStation, including Nintendo. I think it's coming for everyone, and I think that the Doom crowd, the Xbox is dying crowd, doesn't realize this. This is not Xbox is dying. This is Xbox is resetting. And the part that kills me is the doomer social media bros. It's like they ignore everything that's happening at Xbox. Microsoft, who owns Xbox, is not acting like a company abandoning its biggest gaming business. Gears of War E-Day, it's confirmed for Xbox exclusive, Xbox console and PC. Clockwork Revolution, still same. They went with that evolution. Xbox said players can expect signature exclusives. I can't talk. Every year. That doesn't mean every Xbox game stays exclusive. I think the multi-platform strategy is real and smart. Look at Forza Horizon 6 and the massive success that has had. That makes sense that that's staying exclusive or not going. Sorry, that makes sense that that's staying multi-platform and not going exclusive. I think this is where the translation gets, or not the translation, the interpretation by the doomer social media bros is wrong. Because Xbox selects some of its titles to go multi-platform, selective multi-platforming, it's not the same as surrender here. That's just them being smart about their business. PlayStation tried to do the same thing, by the way. They took an experiment and they couldn't quite figure it out. Makes much more sense. The multiplayer games going multi-platform. Again, Sea of Thieves as an example. Forza's the prime example here. Has had huge success. I think ultimately, if you go and read this post, the company is cutting where the model is broken and they're moving to a new model that's not broken. It's trying to fund franchises that can make the model work. It's not clean. It's not pretty. It's not painless, but it's adaptation. We are living through this shift in gaming. I've said it before. I will say it again. We are living through that shift in gaming. And a lot of people, because social media exists and changes like this have existed in the past, shifts in industries have existed like this. What hasn't existed is social media. And so every Tom, Dick, and Harry in their mom's basement can't say, you know what? If I was CEO, it'd be this simple and this is what I would do. Like, no, dude, that's not what you would do. What are you talking about? You don't know. Oh, sorry. Sorry, why? Because you talk for a living? That's why? It doesn't make any sense. Every time someone declares the console is dead, the biggest moments in gaming just happen to be happening at that time. Grand Theft Auto 6, it's releasing on console only, everybody. It launches in November. There's no PC launch for it. The console's not dead. Xbox is not dead. The noise is not the whole player base. Very few people are online. Most people are just playing their games. They don't even know how most of this is happening. Content creators, console war accounts, forum regulators, people who track every piece of news so that they can make content off of it, like myself. That is who is caring about this stuff. But who's having a meltdown are people who are either emotionally unstable. That's right. I'm looking at emotionally unstable content creators out there, and cynical doom content creators who are just using it to get clicks. That's it. The loudest people are online are not representative of the people who are actually playing. That's just the reality. I know Twitter power users are going to hate that, or Discord power users are going to say, wait, I represent the whole community. Everyone I know is talking like this. Are they? Or is the 5 people power users in chat that interact with you talking like that? That's the harsh reality. And so don't get pigeonholed with your viewpoint of, don't get tunnel vision, because that happens all the time in gaming. Unfortunately. Now, Xbox still has to prove that it can deliver. No doubt. Project Helix can't come in and just be a weaker PC with a worse value proposition. That value proposition has to be there. It has to make the Xbox ecosystem feel cleaner. It has to make it feel faster. It has to make it feel better. Xbox has to prove that first parties can ship consistently. Exclusive first parties, big boy first parties, like Fable, like Gears E-Day. Big tentpole events that want people to be on Game Pass, that want people to be on the Xbox platform. And then I think they got to do what they keep on doing. They have to keep up the communication. The communication has been huge. And I think if they do that over time, it's been a huge improvement rather, but I think if they do that over time, I think the reset's going to be successful here. It's going to be interesting to see. Ultimately, Asha Sharma will be judged, and Xbox's success will be judged on how she performs here. And she'll be judged on Xbox's success. It's copacetic here. I do think Xbox is the preview, though. Xbox is not behind the curve here. I think Xbox is early on the curve, and early is good usually in these things. I think everybody's living through these same realities. Xbox is just the first one to get out, call it what it is, and get ahead of it. Early usually means that you get mocked before everyone else admits the curve was real. And mark my words, we're going to see PlayStation doing some similar things here. We're going to see other big publishers doing similar things here. So I would love to know what you guys think, though. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or is Xbox dying? Let me know in the comments below. Or is this, or were they just the first ones to admit the issues out loud? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is S1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time right here. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching today's video. I want to let you know that if gaming has ever felt more like a chore than fun, it shouldn't. And I built something to correct that. The Reset Toolkit is free, and it's yours at theresetgg.com. Theresetgg.com. Link is in the description below. Check it out.